It's time to start the day. Grab your coffee, your favorite beverage, shine your light and light the way.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 25th of June, 2025, and it is time for Good Morning Coffee and Talk. I'm Dolly. This is the morning, and I have coffee. I almost didn't have coffee. I just literally texted Katie like a minute ago and went, oh my God, it's 2 minutes and I haven't made my coffee yet. Thankfully, I do have a Keurig, which makes coffee pretty fast. So I got coffee, thank goodness. Otherwise, you'd be looking at this. What? But good morning, good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Teresa. How are you today? I am so glad to see you. Well, the heat right now is a little bit better. What is it right now? We've got 68 degrees right now. But yeah, we were at 98 degrees just Tuesday, So I'm very happy for it not to be 98 degrees. I'll take the 68 now. Good morning, Katie, my sweet friend and sister. Mwah. It's always good to see you. Good morning, Kelly, who's going out to get a Subaru. Woo! Make sure you wear your Birkenstocks when you go. I love Subarus. I've never owned a Subaru. I've always wanted to. But I'm a Honda girl. I have lots of Hondas. This whole house has Hondas, except for Devante, who has a Nissan. But his car's nice too. Okay, so the Prana workshop was excellent yesterday. Very good. You were able to harness your energy for the power of good. Yeah, Prana's cool. Oh, Teresa keeps missing Katie's show. Do I need to set an alarm for you? Like a big bell that's like clang, 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 clang. No. Katie does not take attendance, neither do I. Jen's here. Hi, Jen. Did you have a bunch of rain up there? We got some down here, and it's 68 degrees down here. Jen is about 45 minutes an hour north of me here in Wisconsin. Everybody's sending love and light. Teresa has a Subaru. She has a Subaru Forester. That's exactly what I want, is a Forester. That's what she's getting. 90,000 miles. That's not bad for a 2015. That's actually very low miles. Stupid doctor's appointment, but I need it. Well, of course, we always want you to take care of yourself first. Janet's here. Oh, Janet, good morning. Good morning. How is my wolf sister today? I know you guys got a ton of rain down there. I've been watching the radar. I always watch what's going on in Kentucky. I watch the whole nation, but I pay close attention to Kentucky because I do have several friends there, and they're people who I love, so I keep an eye on it. And a big Yukon XL. Cool. I have a Honda Ridgeline. I like it. Katie says, hi, everybody. Sorry I was a little bit vacant there for a minute, but I was finishing up some graphics for my video. I got to record today. Good to see you all. Very hot. Yeah. We had 2 or 3 days in a row where we were in the high 90s. Didn't quite hit 100, which is okay. But yeah, it was exhausting. I forgot how exhausting hot, humid weather can be. It is. It just pulls the energy right out of you. And I'm sure that even just plain hot weather like Katie gets in Arizona, I'm sure that is just like pull the energy out of you too. But man, humidity just, you feel just sluggish. It's like trying to walk through jello, for lack of a better way of putting it. Katie's like, I got 2 very active feet. They have good tires on them too. Good one. Oh, yeah, right? Yes, the heat does crazy things. It really does. It's like trying to live inside of a vacuum cleaner, Katie says. It was like living in a hairdryer here. Jen says, I'm stuck with no car for the last 4 years. Living out here in a community of 1,000, I don't get to leave the house unless I go to Dr. Sucks. Oh, no. Well, Jen, anytime you want me to come pick you up, my legs are working again. I can just pick you up. We can go do lunch. Just let me know. I'd love to do that. Get you out of the house. Yeah, 2 to 3 times a month. Yeah, I'm really not much better, honestly. I spend a lot of time here. I can drive and I go out walking. I've been walking a lot. Now that I can walk, I am walking. I actually lost 13 pounds since June 10th. And I think all I did was sort of change up what I'm eating, and I'm walking, half a mile to 3/4 of a mile every day. I'm not pushing it too much. My knee is fine. I have no problems with my knee, but because I've been sitting on my butt for so long, between the shoulder and the knee, and after surgery with getting my hysterectomy, my lower back, my core is not strong at all. I have no strength in my core. So I'm working on my core strength, and I'm doing walking because my hips and my back hurt. But since I started walking now, it's less, which is good, which is very good. Very good. Yes. Kelly says, me too. I only go out to do medical stuff. I was walking, but it has literally rained or been over 90 degrees every day. Yeah, here too. I went out after dark, because after dark, at least it went from like 98 to 92. So I waited for the sun to go down, and then I went and did my walk. But I met a new neighbor, you guys. We have a new person who moved into our neighborhood. I'd say she's probably in her early 60s. She is the coolest lady. Okay. She's a retired, well, maybe she's 65 because she's retired. I don't know how old you have to be when you're a teacher to retire. So maybe 65, but she doesn't look 65 at all. She's like Katie. She looks like, she's still in her 40s. Okay. But coolest lady, man. First thing I noticed about her yard before I met her was that she had giant geodes all over her yard. And I was like, those are geodes. And I actually kind of walked up onto her lawn a little bit, and I was looking a little closer, and then I came back down. Rick's like, what are you doing? I'm like, those are geodes. She's got a whole bunch of geodes and big pieces of amethyst and rose quartz. And I'm like, wow, she's a crystal lady. That's cool, And then she was out one day and she was planting grass seed, and I stopped and I would talk to her. And so now every day when I go past when I'm walking, she's out. She has this nice little porch area that she's got set up for herself. And I got talking to her. She's a retired English literature teacher, and who's moved to Milwaukee because her kids live here. She's originally from the Fond du Lac area. And she's just the coolest lady, and she's very liberal. So we, have our political conversations. But yeah, her name is Janet. Just like our Janet. She's a cool. Why is it that everybody that I know named Janet is just a cool person? I don't know. I guess the cool people get that name. But I was really, really tickled to meet somebody new in the neighborhood who's nice. Right? It totally. Like you walk into her yard and you just feel like you're in utopia. And she's got gorgeous. She's really landscaped beautifully. Like Rick does a great job on our yard, but hers is like even up a notch from that. It was just fantastic. Great energy, lots of plants. So Jenny, where are you? Good morning, family. I have to work today. Have a great day and much love. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Mwah. Thank you for stopping in. I love you. I love you very much. We miss you, but have a great day at work. I talked to Flowing yesterday, you guys. She is living with her sister right now as she heals up, and she is healing every day. She's getting better. She misses us. She said she misses us all, and hopefully she'll be back soon. But yeah, she's doing okay. She's healing up, which is great. And speaking of that, I have 2 requests for prayer for all of you guys, or energy, Reiki, however you connect to the divine to send out energy to other people. I got 2 things. First, we need to pray for Fatima's son, who is having surgery tomorrow. And he's got kidney stones, I believe, kidney stones that he cannot pass. So he has to have surgery to remove them. Her husband also has, like, behind his ear, he's got a cyst. So they're going to be doing tests on that to determine, what that is, and he's had cancer. So we have to pray that it's not cancer. And I'm also going to ask you to just pray for Fatima for strength, because she is carrying a lot. She has got a lot on her plate. She's carrying a lot. And that this beautiful lady is here for us all the time. I mean, Fatima's in everybody's chat. She's always saying blessings to you. She is a prayer warrior, so she's always praying for us. So let's please take some time to pray for Fatima, her son, and her husband. And I'm also going to ask you to pray for our dear Kelly here. Kelly there's Flowing. I was just talking about you. I was just saying hi to everybody for you. I was just talking about you. I was letting them know that we were chatting yesterday. Cool. But anyways, I would like everybody pray for Flowing too, of course. And please pray for Kelly. Her healing journey is still continuing. I don't know how much she wants me to divulge. So if she wants to divulge the whole thing, I'll let her do that. But she needs prayer for healing. She needs prayer for her family, for her husband and her kids, that they stay strong through her healing journey, and that they're okay. Because you know how it is when you've got somebody who is going through something that is life-threatening. There is such an aura of fear around that, and we need to pray that fear is lifted, and that they find a peace through Kelly's peace. As Kelly finds her peace, that they also find their peace, and they just keep moving forward, something positive. Yeah. So, and Flowing says prayers sent for all in need. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know, Kelly, how much you wanted to talk about it. So I wanted to leave that to you, but I had to ask for prayer because I care about you. And I know all these people do too. So yeah, her remission isn't going so well, but I'm sure there's a plan in place, and we just gotta pray that that there is some divine guidance that comes down upon Kelly's doctors, to guide them to the best course of treatment. I think that's the best thing that we could pray for, and just for healing for Kelly and healing for her family. So Jen is sending all of her love. Aw, thank you. Thank you for doing that. But we're here for you. We're here for all of you guys. Flowing, Fatima, Kelly, and anybody who is going through a healing journey, even myself, you know. We're here for each other. We lift each other up. We pray for each other, you know, and we have to be like, you know, when one of our group is at the point where they're struggling even to just to keep standing, you know what I mean? We have to be the ones that go under their arms and hold them up. That's our job as light workers and as friends. So let's do the thing, you guys. Kelly says, I'm going to make a video talking about it. It has just been difficult to talk about. Yeah, no, I totally get that. You know, you're processing it. You're processing this whole thing. There was so much hope, and there was so much hope for the future in the remission, right? Well, there's still a future that's going to happen. It might not be the one that you were envisioning, but there is still a future ahead of us. Now, how do we get there? How do we get there? How do we get there? And how do we as your friends help you get there? You just reach out and let us know whatever we can do, you know? Kelly says it's impossible for those who have not gone through these difficult things to understand. Right, right. Well, yeah, when you're fearing that your life might end, and it's not just for days or months, it's years. There's a certain amount of PTSD associated with that, you know? For sure. Totally. That much I can't understand. I can't understand myself all that you're going through because I haven't been through that. I have not walked in those shoes, but I have been with people who have gone through that. My own mother, you know. And I know what it's like to be on the other side, on the family side, watching somebody who is going through something so heavy like that, you know. That much I do know, you know. So praying for your family, I get that so hard, but I, of course, get praying for you too. Jen says, when we have cancer, the people around us sometimes distance out of fear and not knowing how to interact with us. That is so true, isn't it? Yeah. Jen says, Kelly, you are allowed to need time and give yourself grace. Of course. Flowing says, it's been a hard recovery. I'm in tears for everyone to get better. Oh, my honey friend. This is why it's so good to have this community. Yeah, I agree. It's what we can do together. Amanda's work lurking. Okay, well, we're glad that you're here. We'll try to make your workday go a little bit bright. Be a little bit brighter and go a little bit faster. How about that? Jen says, I so feel ya. I do every single Anacondalich appointment, treatments, and surgery alone. I mean, it all alone. My BFF and one kid helped me when I'd get home, but the others didn't. Yeah, and I think that you're right, Jen. I think that that's out of fear. I mean, fear does wild things to us, right? It can really take a hold of our personality, take a hold of our love, you know. Part of it is just processing and not really understanding how to process it or what to do with our energy, you know. Have you ever been in a situation where you really, really wanted to help somebody, but you couldn't? And then you feel that frustration, you feel that it's like it's almost like guilt, you know. And I know in the past that I've drawn myself away from situations because I just couldn't handle what was going on. When Rick's dad was dying, that happened to me. I loved his dad more than I loved my own father, just being honest. Okay. And when he got sick and the cancer was spreading through his body, I couldn't watch him deplete. Like, I just could not bring myself to that. And I wanted to be there for him and I wanted to help take care of him. And I did push through it a little, but like in the last week that he was alive, I didn't go see him. And I'm kicking myself for that. I really am kicking myself for that. I have met him in the world between worlds, and we had a good conversation, and I know that I'm forgiven for that. In fact, I didn't even need to feel the guilt. He got it. He understood it even before, I went to him to ask for forgiveness, but it's still, it bothers me a little bit. I need to forgive myself, for that. But I promised myself after that happened that I would never allow that to happen again. I'm going to be with the people that I love till their very last moments because I love them, Yeah. Katie says, I'm stopping working, so I'm no longer lurking. I feel like this should be a song. I stopped working, so I'm not lurking. It's good for us to love our workers. Let's turn everything that Katie says into a song. No. It did sound like a poem, though. I hope the food was decent, right? Isn't that always the wonder? Is the food going to be okay? I'm so blessed to know that you all come to Dali and I for some joy and inspiration. We major in silly. Yes, we do. That's for sure. That's because I got to laugh at life. I mean, life is so bizarre. Life is so weird. Got to laugh about it, right? Oh my God, Flowing. I can't imagine that long in the hospital. I so understand the mental change and challenge. Yeah. I love this good crew. I do too. I love this goof crew. For real. Yes. So I don't know. I've been thinking about something that's been like weighing on me that I wanted to talk about because I'm being affected. So I know other people have to be getting affected by this too. And it's good to kind of like go back to basics and remember some of the things, the best practices that you can have in order to navigate through these turbulent times. I'm almost like, I've gotten to the point where I'm almost gun shy to turn the TV on. I turned on the TV last night. I turned on the news at 10 o'clock last night, just in time to see Trump. Just in time to see him say, they don't know what the F they're doing. He said the F word. I don't know. They don't know what the F they're doing. And he's saying this in front of the reporter pool. And I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. He is so embarrassing. Listen, I know everybody drops the F-bomb from time to time, but I personally, and maybe I'm wrong, but I personally believe that maybe when you, become the president of the United States, there should be like, some decorum of presidential. Oh, but that's me judging, and I shouldn't judge. So we'll just stop it right there. But anyways, I wanted to talk about like things that we can do to help us navigate through some of the things that are happening in the world right now, or even like going through health problems and stuff like that. What are ways that, best practices that we can use to help us stay grounded, to help us stay positive, or even if you were not positive, to be able to just sort of stay in a calm peace, what can we do? So I've been looking at that. What does Katie say here? Decency and decorum. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. You read my mind. Katie says, he said they didn't know what the F they are fighting about anymore, and neither does anyone else. And he walked off, slumped over, and dejected. It was gorgeous. Oh, well, the cracks in the mask are getting bigger and bigger. That's all I got to say about that. But anyways, so what can we do? What can we do to just help ourselves through these processes? So the first thing I was thinking about was protecting our energy, and we can protect our energy by not delving into the news, social media, even YouTube, seeking out those things that bring us fear. We have to remember that we're so easily addicted to fear, and watching all the political channels, like all the liberal political channels that are beating down Trump. Maybe that seems like fun and exciting in the moment, but in actuality, we're kind of delving into the darkness when we do that. So we need to protect that energy. We need to protect our energy and walk away from those things. If you're going to watch anything on YouTube, watch something that's going to, bring something to your life that's helpful, that's meaningful, not things that are going into that darker energy. And I have really taken a look at what I'm watching, what I'm reading, what people I'm talking to about certain things, and really kind of just taking control of the input of information that's coming to me, if that makes sense. All right. I'm not letting TV or YouTube or social media dictate how I receive the information. I've taken control of that. And I found that really does help to add to my peace of mind, and that allows me to ground better and just stay balanced, stay in the moment. So I think that, that might be something that you guys might want to try too, Flowing says, I go to my beautiful place in my mind and pray. Meditation helps relieve the stress. Yes, I do that as well. I'm very much a meditation person, and that's actually comes to my next point, and that's anchoring yourself in the present, right? Mindfulness is a very good being mindful is a good practice in being in the moment, and that's what mindfulness is. So meditation, and not meditation with a with a cause in mind. Meditate just to be in the moment. Just focus on your breath. You breathe in, you breathe out, count number 1. You breathe in, you breathe out, count number 2. You breathe in, you breathe out, count number 3, and so on up to 10. And then you start over again. And as thoughts arise, you don't try to push them down. You just acknowledge them and keep going. Okay. And that's how you stay in the moment. If you hear a sound, acknowledge it and keep going. If you smell a smell, acknowledge it and keep going. If you could do that for 2 minutes, set your phone, do it for 2 minutes. And then tomorrow, maybe try for 3. And once you feel comfortable with 3, try for 4. Once you're comfortable with 4, try for 5 and keep going. That mindfulness meditation is key to helping you anchor yourself in the present. And also another way to anchor yourself in the present is to go on nature walks. Get out there, look at the trees, see the grass, see the bunnies, see the squirrels, see all these different little animals. Get yourself out into nature, because nature is anchored in the present always. And I love that fact that nature is anchored in the moment all the time, 24/7, 365. So we can look to nature to help us stay in the moment, to help anchor us here. Let's see, what do we got here? Katie says, I've been watching a bunch of old TV series at night to fall asleep. And let me tell you, it works. Yeah, I like a lot of the old TV shows. I'm a Star Trek girl. And there's lots of Star Trek series. There's been a lot of Star Trek series. So I go through the series in order, through all the different series, and then I go back and watch them all again. And I've been doing that for years, and it really does help to calm me down. Katie says, I have a mindfulness challenge playlist if you want to do it on your own. We did it last year, but it's always good. Yeah, we should go through the challenge again, Katie. I think that's actually a really good idea. I think we need that right now. So let's do it. Let's go through it again. I need some water here. Coffee. Okay. Another way that you guys can help yourselves is by strengthening your inner world. And like the best thing to do that is journaling. Just journaling. Write down a few sentences every night before you go to bed about what occurred that day. And in writing, you process. Okay. Processing is really, really important. It helps you to get that stuff worked through before you lay your head on the pillow. And if you do that, you're less likely to be processing while you're sleeping, and we do, as human beings, that's what we do. We process while we're sleeping. But if you work through like the stuff that was maybe tough from the day through journaling, it's less likely to affect your sleep because you've processed it. Writing is a process, right? So that's part of the process. And I've been doing that for, oh man, it's more than a year. I think I started doing it when I was working at Best Place. So 3 years, 4 years, and it's very helpful. It doesn't always help me process everything, but it definitely helps. So, where are we here? I lost track of where I was. Give me 1 second here. Being in nature helps. Wisdom of the trees. Yes. Oh, I love Stargate Atlantis. You know what? I'm going to watch that next. I haven't watched that in a long time. Pam, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You got your coffee? Coffee. Coffee and talk. Jen says, I can't walk more than around the yard with this leg of mine. I ground in the yard and meditate there too. I journal too. Yeah, journaling is great. Well, you don't necessarily have to go out walking. If you're just outside with your feet in the grass, you're going to be able to ground, And I think that's great that you get out because it is good for you. Grounding is really good for you. I have some, it's called Affirm Your Daily Peace, your peace day, or Affirm Your Peace Daily. And I was going to read this to you guys. It's try repeating simple affirmations like, I choose peace no matter what's happening around me. My joy is not dependent on the world behaving in a certain way. And that is the thing that hooks me all the time. I'm not even kidding. All right. When I see craziness happening in the world, I get angry because I feel like the whole world should be behaving in the way that I think that they should be behaving. How stupid and arrogant is that? So that's what I have to focus on. My joy is not dependent on the world behaving in a certain way. Yes. And the last one is I am rooted, I am safe, and I am whole. So those are my 3 affirmations for today. I choose peace no matter what is happening around me. My joy is not dependent on the world behaving in a certain way. And I am rooted, I am safe, and I am whole. And I wanted to ask you guys too, do you have any practices? Do you have any ideas or thoughts behind, just keeping your peace during these turbulent times? Do you have anything that you have found as a good practice to help you, help you navigate through these uncertain times? Because if you do, I'd love for y'all to share. Oh, Nancy's here. Where's Nancy? Pam's got a hydration drink. That's good. We all need to hydrate. I have one too. I have this. I have water. Sparkling water. Jen, laugh, laugh, laugh. Comedy so helps. Yes. There's Nancy. Coffee time. Hello. Hello, hello, Nancy. It is good to see you. Pam says, I love coffee talk. Talk amongst yourselves. I do too. Katie says that hooks all empaths when innocence is stamped on. Yeah, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I can choose whether to, how do I say this? How do I put this into words? I get to choose whether or not I ponder or react, right? And sometimes things just trigger me and I react without pondering. Like, I feel like you're less likely to lash out in a reaction if you actually take time to just think about it first, just kind of weigh it out, try to see things from other people's perspective, basically go through these intellectual things first, and I feel like that helps to calm down some of the need to want to just stick up your middle finger and tell them, But yeah, it does hook us, doesn't it? Katie listens to Native American music for at least 2 hours a day to find her center. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Ruben loves disco music. Ruben loves ABBA. Dancing Queen comes on. He's up on his perch going. So I listen to a lot of disco. But I'm not even like, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire so much. But disco, I wouldn't say is my go-to music, but it has been for Ruben. But dancing with my bird, you know what? That brings out a joy in me. I'm not going to lie. I have fun with that. So Kelly says, let me get this up here. I've been doing Tonglen meditation. And then she says, but your affirmations are more helpful. Aw, I'm glad you like them. Oh, Pam's a little verklempt. I'm verklempt. You talk. I can't. Oh, Nancy says, I wake up, I ground myself and meditate as the sun comes up. I find this starts me off feeling at peace and grateful. I do a very similar process. I get up, I drink a big glass of water. Like first thing out of the bed, I hydrate. Then I come in here and I do a little 5-minute morning breathing meditation, just a mindfulness meditation. And then I do my reading for the day. And then I go start my day, But this is the second I like get up and I go into the bathroom, Ruben starts talking to me. Hello? 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 Reuben Apple? Reuben Apple? Hello? Reuben Grapes? Reuben Grapes? Hello? Hello? That's him in the morning. I got to try to catch that on camera. He's so cute. Salt baths. I wish I had like a bathtub that was conducive for soaking. We have a really shallow bathtub. I hate our bathtub. Shh. I hate it. But I would love to take a salt bath. I'm going to have to do like Katie did and get myself a soaking tub, I think, because that sounds like an amazing idea to just take a salt bath. Good morning, Kat. How you doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nancy says, early morning on my deck is so peaceful and rejuvenating. Yeah, I feel you on that. We have a gazebo that we sit in. Flowing Mrs. Rubin. Oh, I'll try to get him on camera again soon. It's all of the children dying that gets me. My ego struggles with my impotence to do anything about it. So I do the Tonglen meditation. Yeah. Yes, I understand. That's exactly what I was talking about when I'm talking about like frustrations over the things that you cannot change. I mean, there's so much that we cannot change, and we have to like come to a peace with that, which is hard. It's so easy to just say those words. Come to a calm and peace with the things that you cannot change. That's hard. That's hard. You know, and I agree, like anything that has to do with animals or kids, when they're hurt or they're killed or something, I really have a hard time being comfortable with the fact that happened. Or maybe we're not supposed to ever be comfortable with those things, but actually just learn to accept that the action has happened and accept that we can't do anything about what has already happened. All we can do is try to affect the future and make sure that things like that don't happen again, or do the best that we can to, manipulate our sphere of influence. Not manipulate, that's a bad word, but just try to lead our sphere of influence into making the world a better place, but there's always going to be kids that are born with problems. I don't, we're not anywhere near the Star Trek future where everyone is genetically perfect when they're born, right? There's always going to be issues like that. So that's stuff that we're going to always have to grapple with. But I guess we just have to be comfortable with the fact that, and we have to be comfortable and accept the fact that we can't change these things. And that's hard. I'm still learning how to do that. If anybody's got a great way of handling that and making that happen, please let me know. I'd love to hear what you have to say, Katie drinks moon water. She does her sea moss, and then she goes to meditate. Yeah, it hurt my heart too. Cat's all right. Just waking up. Nancy says, my cards supply the spirituality that I require. I've been doing shadow work, and I have found it to be so enlightening. Shadow work is a tough thing to go through. I went through a very intense and focused year of shadow work, and it was eye-opening. There were things about myself that I had to look at that I didn't necessarily want to look at, but it was necessary for me to be able to progress forward. I had to forgive myself and let go of a lot. But shadow work is amazing stuff. It's tough in the moment as you're doing it, but man, once you get into the process and you start feeling the release of the weight that you've been carrying for years, spiritually and mentally and emotionally, and when that's off of you, it allows you to take back your power. It allows you to take back who you are, by letting a lot of that go. It helps us recognize the masks that we start wearing for people just to, you go along to get along kind of thing. And you realize that you create these masks, that kind of mask you or that mask you from the world, and when you're doing shadow work, that stuff those masks just start to fall off, and all that weight, you don't realize how much you're carrying until it starts coming off. Right. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Katie says, that's why I do all my garden work like moving the soil to fill the last raised beds and stuff that I do right at sunrise. Birds are loud and the world is coming alive and it's great. Yeah, there's nothing like sunrise. I like sunrise better than sunset, to be honest with you. Teresa, go to the feed store and get a big tub. It's supposed to be for horses, but soak in it sometimes. That's a great idea. I think I'm going to do that. That's a good place to get something big, but isn't too big for like my yard, you know. Katie says we have those emotions over things like that for a reason. You never want to stifle your emotions. Feel them and let them go. That's exactly right. Kelly says, I'm Lebanese, so I tend to be very invested in what happens to the Palestinians. Yeah. Kelly, did you grow up Muslim? Or were you or are you part of the Christian Lebanese? I had a friend who was also Lebanese, and she was Muslim, and she was just awesome. She's just awesome, but she died of cancer. I hate cancer. Cancer sucks, man. Someday when I'm face to face with the divine, I'm going to be like, cancer, really? Honestly. Katie's soaker tub was portable until it sprung a big leak. Wow. That sucks. I'm driving to Salem today. Drop off papers for my special needs trust. Cool. Kelly says, I need to do more shadow work. I thought I did enough to let go of the physical illness, but I guess not. Well, it'd be different if it was done and over with. Kelly, you have to give yourself some grace with that because it's still ongoing, you know. You can't let go of something that is still like totally happening in your life, you know. So be kind to yourself, Kelly. Please give yourself some time. My mini horses come over and splash me. I love little horses. Do you think I could get away with having a little horse in my yard? Do you think I could convince my neighbors that it's like, you know, a Burmese mountain dog or something? Because I'd sure like one. Hey, there's Nils. Good morning, Nils. Good to see you. Kat says, my Disney Vacation Club membership sold this week. Kind of bittersweet about that. But I need the money. But it hurts. I'll probably never go back to Walt Disney World again. Oh, maybe you will. Don't write it off completely. You never know what the future will bring. Kelly says, and the people that were only in your life for themselves fall away when the mask falls away. You got that right. You got that right. Flowing says, I have a lot of work to do now, but I need to concentrate on me getting better. I'm just starting to walk without my walker. Oh, that's excellent. I'm glad. I am glad. Having been through a learning to walk again journey myself, I totally feel you on that. So congratulations on being able to walk without the walker. That's awesome. You'll get there. My family is part of the Christian Lebanese, but for the most part, but we do have some Muslims in your family too. Okay. That's cool. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Mostly we are the Maronite sect of Christians. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I'll have to look that up. Let me write that down because I don't know that brand of Christian. Maronite. I'm going to look that up. Thank you for giving me something to do. That's my homework. When I bought the membership, I thought it was going to be forever, something fun to look forward to every year. So, yeah. It's hard to let go of stuff like that. As I get older, though, I cannot. I don't know. I'd like to go to Disney World one more time with Chrissy and Rick because neither one has been there. But Rick has been to Disneyland. He hasn't been to Disney World. But I'd like to go to Disney World with Chrissy and Rick just so that they have a chance to see it once. And then I don't know that I need to go there anymore. Crowds of people is starting to really freak me out more and more. That's something I got to work on, is my ability to be in public. You know, being stuck in the house for so long, I've gotten a little bit of, what is that, agoraphobic? A little agoraphobic. So I'm working on it, though. I am. Shanita's here. Good morning, Shanita. Shanita had a wonderful channeled message this morning, you guys. Definitely go check out her channel and listen to the message. It was fantastic. And the funny thing is, like, Shanita there's always something that is channeled forward through her that slaps me in the face. But it's a needed thing, and it's a good thing. It's a good slap. It's more like this. It's more like a hello, not a, you know. But yeah, go check it out. Everyone's saying hi to Shanita. Wow, I fell way behind you guys. I might have to just zip forward here. Maronites are basically Eastern Orthodox Catholics. Okay, so they're the Eastern brand of Catholic, correct? Gotcha. I'll still look it up though, because I want to know I want to know more about that word. Let's see. If you're interested, I can send you a copy of my great-grandmother's book that talks about her journey from Lebanon through Syria into the United States. Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. That is really cool. Your dreams are like a reunion of positive people each morning. Oh, I love that. Oh, thank you, Katie. Katie rocks. She put in the link. Thank you. Yeah, Shanita rocks, man. She's definitely one of my spiritual teachers. So is Nils, and so is Teresa, and so is Katie, and so is Kelly, and so is Kat, and so is Nancy, and Flowing. Did I miss anybody? Kelly. All of you guys, you're all teachers. But Shanita has a way of getting through my thick skull in a way that is both gentle and kind. And I love that about her. So much. Wow, it's 10:52. How did that happen? All right, let me read an affirminator for today. Affirminator! From our affirminators card. Today we have magic. I believe in magic. I see evidence of it all the time. And though the tricks can probably be explained away by something sensible and ordinary, I'd rather not ruin the fun. Other people can fill their days with mere coincidence. I'll fill mine with, holy crap, that's unbelievable. I love that. Magic. I'm right down the middle when it comes to magic. I see crazy things all the time. Fairies in the yard, ghosts, all different kinds of spirits, the gods. I see Freya sends a hawk to me like almost every day. Yeah, so I mean, I see things and I look at everything as sort of a lesson, or a message for me, everything. And then that way you go through life and you learn stuff, I drink and I know things. Water. Just water. You got a new meditation for me to try. I would love to know more about that. You might have to email me on the side or send me a message in Discord or something, because we're just about done for today. But I would love to know more. I'm always looking for interesting meditations to try, for sure. Wilderness Lodge has a geyser fountain with a bridge over it right in the lobby. Oh, neat. That's neat. Yeah, if you well, Teresa, you need to use the Discord. And for those of you who, I don't have my paper here. Oh, yes, I do. If you want to get on our Discord, go to discord.com and set up yourself with an account, discord.com, and then go to the Wolf Girl Oracle at gmail.com. That's the Wolf Girl Oracle at gmail.com. Send me an email with your request to join our Discord, and I will get you connected. And then we can all read. The book or learn about Nils's meditation, which he's talking about here. After you get relaxed and comfortable as the beginning of your meditation, practice for the full breath and then use this technique. Imagine all the power in the universe, every single aspect you can imagine, all that is positive, powerful energy coming directly into you and flowing through you, pushing out all that negativity. Yeah, that is a lot like it's kind of like a body scan, where you feel the light coming in through your crown chakra and just heading down through your body, through your shoulders, your arms, your torso, your sexual organs area, down into your legs and into your feet, and then out into the ground. Yeah, that's cool. I do like stuff like that. My sinkhole is now growing in abundance. Your sinkhole is now growing in abundance of squash and other veggies. That's cool. So did you fill it in? Or is it that you are just left it as a sinkhole and you just went down in there and now you're using it as a sunken garden? That's one way to yeah. Yes, you don't have to ask for it. You can literally tap into it and feel it. Yes. I feel you. I like it. Thank you for sharing that. I will do that today. Yes, with oyster shells, concrete, and soil. Oh, okay. So it did get filled. All right. Awesome. Well, that's great. I'm glad that it's growing an abundance of food. That's awesome. Poor Katie. The heat has pretty much killed what the critters haven't eaten. I still have a tomato and a loofah. Oh, honey. Well, I'm hoping that maybe in the fall, maybe you can try planting stuff. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like it got hot a lot quicker this year all over the country than it has in years past. I don't think that this is anything, there's absolutely nothing that you can do about the heat. The heat is just going to do what it's going to do, right? But yeah, I mean, I wonder, I don't know I don't think that there's anything you could have done differently either, which is what's so frustrating and why it sucks so much. Dang nabbit. Well, I hope you have the biggest tomato plant ever and the biggest loofah plant ever. So it's just about time to go. I'm going to give you guys a card for today. I'm going to just pull something from the Ask Yourself Tarot here. The Ask Yourself Tarot. I like her, how she's depicted. She's just like, girl. I love that. Let's just see what we get here. Angels protect us. Spirits of the land in my home, the land vitir and the husvitir surround us. And Ancestors, please give us wisdom today. What do we need to know for today? What's the message I can give these guys to take them out today? Please and thank you, and I love you. All right, we got one flipped over, and it is the Queen of Cups. So we've got the Queen of Cups. And the question on that is, what situation in your life is asking you to observe your emotions? What situation in your life is asking you to observe your emotions? That's card one. Card number two. We've got the Hermit. What situation in your life is asking you to look within? So we've got, the first card is saying, observe your emotions. And the second card is saying to look within. That's interesting. Let's do one more. Uno cardo. I don't know how to say cards in Spanish. Uno. Here we go. And we got the Five of Swords. What situation in your life is creating some type of power struggle? What situation in your life is creating some kind of power struggle? Can you guys see that? Five of Swords. So what I'm getting from this message is, in order for us to avoid maybe a power struggle, before we react, maybe we need to think first. You know, we've got observe your emotions, and we've got look within. Okay. Maybe the power struggle is happening because of ego. Maybe the power struggle is happening because we have to be right all the time. We have to be right, and we get angry and frustrated when we're not right all the time, or when someone seems a little bit smarter or a little bit more knowledgeable or a little bit more popular or whatever it is, right? Maybe instead of focusing our angst at that person, we need to start asking ourselves some questions about us, right? I know I suffer from this. I have to do this myself. This is good advice for me. This is good advice for me. So I hope it's good advice for you too. Yeah. Like Katie says, the power struggle is within us. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, it is time to end the show. I love you guys. I hope that you all have an amazing day and an amazing week. Yes, Saturday, Katie will have up her Saturday solutions for us, which is always a really good in-depth reading. And Sunday, I will have my Sunday reading. So look for us then. And I hope that you all have a great day. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys being here. I love the energy today. I loved the dialogue and the laughs. So you guys rock. You guys rock. So I am going to end the stream now, and I will see you all again very, very soon.
Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Tommy loves you. Dance around the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Tommy needs a sandwich and a nap. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all